Coal Creek is located approximately 120 kilometres southeast of Melbourne. It's an easy hour-and-a-half's drive through some really beautiful country. The area came into prominence in the 1870s due to the discovery of black coal, and the mine at Coal Creek started operation. It was an important industry right through until its termination in 1958. The historic village of Coal Creek began its life in 1974 when the council decided they needed a place to replant the old Korumburra courthouse. Eventually, a bunch of other old bits and pieces were built and erected, and before you knew it, there was a large 15-hectare park chock full of historic stuff. It's now essentially a suburb of Korumburra. The park's wonderful. It's had a few changes over the years, but now it's like an old pair of comfy slippers, because from the moment you enter, you feel right at home, like you just walked into your great-great-grandparents' past. It truly gives you the authentic feeling of what it would have felt like to live in a coal mining village from times gone by. But what's most incredible is that the entry into the village is free. And just in case you didn't understand me, gratis. No cost, without charge, complimentary, on the house. You don't have to pay. It's free. Now that's unheard of in this day and age, where every other form of money-grabbing amusement expects you to remortgage the house to provide entertainment for the kids. If there were an Australian award for good value, this place would be top of the list. And if you really want to keep the budget low, just pack a lunch. The park outside has tables and chairs, free barbecues, and playground equipment for the kids. Opening hours are Thursday to Monday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. During school holidays, Coal Creek, of course, is open 7 days a week. There are plenty of local groups and organisations that call this place home, and there is a large education program in action. It's a popular place. If you have a business that needs a place for meetings, conferences, workshops, etc., or you think your club or group might like to utilise Coal Creek Community Park, then just call the office and have a chat. I'm certain they'll be most obliging. Plus, they have numerous events throughout the year, including ghost tours. These are held all year round, monthly. This is spooky stuff that everybody loves. Plus, they have paranormal investigation tours, sort of similar to the ghost tours, but with a slight twist. There's monthly bush skills displays, where some country mothers can prove they know more about bushcraft than anybody else. The Magic Lantern show is popular. It's sort of like old-time lamp-burning, moving images sort of show, a cross between pantomimes and movies. You need to see it to appreciate it. The kids love it, and it's on the last Sunday of each month. Everywhere has farmers markets, and so does Coal Creek. It's also monthly, totally independent and not-for-profit. It's a great place for local small producers to show off their stuff. The big focus is on everything being fresh from primary producers, growers, hobby farmers, home gardeners, and small specialty food makers, all grown and made in South Gippsland. There are no resellers or on-sellers. All produce is sold by the person, family member or employee directly involved with growing, rearing, catching or making the product. Prices are affordable and the quality's pretty much top-notch. Plus, it's nice to know you're directly supporting local small producers. One thing I like is that the organisers insist that pricing must be clearly displayed, weight and measures accurate, and the origins of the produce are to be clearly marked, distinguishing the identity of the farmer, the farm, region, etc. In April, they have an Easter hunt. No need to explain this one. Plus, they have plenty of school holiday programs where kids get to enjoy history with interactive self-guided tours in the form of treasure hunts. They also get to spend the day as an early settler at Coal Creek, throw the phones and tablets away, and then let them start the day by collecting firewood and preparing a traditional early settler's lunch over the fire. Next, they can make themselves a bush shelter, complete with a bed. Other activities will include making traditional bush tools and making and playing traditional games. It's a very busy day for them and should help send the little darlings off with a better appreciation of how good they have it at home. Coal Creek also has a literary festival with something for each and every bookworm. Writing competitions and open poetry competitions with decent prize money. Certainly enough for a young budding writer to want to dust off the family pencil and write about the time Grandad chased the chickens through the lounge room. Andrew the blacksmith holds special days where he gets to demonstrate his metalworking skills. Then there's Halloween. It's another big one with everybody getting dressed up. Plus they have fire eaters, jet car exhibitions, snake charmer, trick or treat, ghost trains, a bonfire, and Red Mo the Pirate Show. Christmas sees carols at the creek, which includes a concert band, choir, guest soloists, and plenty of live music, food vendors, and photos. And not to be forgotten is Heritage Craft Day and Beard Competition. Another completely free event that includes blacksmithing, magic lantern show, spinning, weaving, cricket bat making, hammer forging, damper and bush tea making, chainmail making, vintage cars, jewellery making, pack donkeys, penny farthing, cheese making, food stalls, steam train and horse cart rides, and plenty more. But the one event that lots of really people like is the Geek Fest. It's huge. The whole place goes off, including role-playing, competitions, an escape room, desktop games, and a whole bunch of unusual activities. There are numerous stalls and a wide range of excellent guest speakers. Those with a bit of imagination can join the largest gathering of Doctor Who and steampunk cosplayers in Victoria. Now, these are all great events, but just a word of warning, take a minute to check when these things are on before you go charging off to see them. One thing you don't need to check is the Bush Tramway. It's in operation every weekend and every day during school holidays. The train is regularly hauled by a very old diesel locomotive and circumnavigates the whole bottom section of the park. If you're lucky, you might get to ride on Count Strzelecki. It's an old steam engine, but unfortunately, it only gets wheeled out about 5 times each year. Now, let's talk about another of the very popular events held at Coal Creek, weddings. Absolutely wonderful things, but young folk who choose to get married need to make very careful and structured decisions about a great many things related to the weddings. Of course, there's the ceremony itself with its layout of chairs and ancillary bits. You'll need a decent public address system so family and friends can actually hear you make your vows. And there's the catering and possibly a band, or at least some decent music and a dance floor. Once again, the public address system for the speeches and letter reading from those who could not attend. The florist and crew who add all the special details to make the place look perfect. The photographer, and these days, perhaps a videographer. That said, if you're committed to plunging ahead with the formality of officially tying your knot, and you couldn't think of a better venue than Coal Creek. The place has been a favourite for weddings for a long time, due largely to the fact that it covers all these points in a single location. It makes planning a breeze. Plus, guests are definitely not left standing around bored while the bridal party is having their photo session. And the photo opportunities are amazing. Even Granny with her box camera can make you look good in this place. Now, Coal Creek's success and ability to run the way it does is largely dependent on a group of very dedicated volunteers. These people do a magnificent job and deserve a great amount of respect for their tireless effort. Please try and support the place. If you have any time to spare, why not call the office and let them know you'd like to join the community that is Coal Creek.